Hey, this is Chadwick from chadwickandamy.com, and just giving you a bit of an update on our StrawBale garden. It's been 2 weeks since our last update, and as where we stand in time right now is it's about mid-June up here in West Michigan. So everything's getting warmer now. We don't have to worry about any freezing or anything like that. The last 2 weeks we've had a lot of good rain, a lot of cloudy days as well, but as you can see today is pretty sunny. And so we're happy. The bales are nice and wet, and we haven't really had to run the irrigation system very much at all. So let's start the tour of the garden. As you can see right here, these are our pumpkins. Okay, actually you can't see anything. We've been watching these for the last couple weeks, and obviously nothing's happened. So we used last year's seeds for the pumpkins, and so maybe the seeds weren't any good anymore. Went up to John's Produce here in White Cloud earlier today, got some fresh seeds, put them in the ground. We still have about 3 months left until it would be mid-September, October time to get the pumpkins out for Halloween. So we're not going to win any awards for largest pumpkin this year, but maybe we can still have some nice carving ones for the kids and some seeds and that type of thing. So moving on down the line, you can see we have our squash. They're doing pretty good. We started these as seeds. I would say in the last week or so they've doubled in size, and I'm expecting that by the time we do our next update in a couple weeks, these things are going to explode in size. Very happy with what we're seeing. Keeping it moving on down. We have a nice web of some sort here in our cage, but these cages here are holding our peas. We've gotten mixed results with the peas. Some of the seeds took off, some of the seeds did not. Again, we started these as seeds. A few days after we put them into the ground, we did have some freezing evenings, so we're thinking that maybe the germination process was getting going on those seeds, and that cold weather may have stunted it. We've seen that other places in the garden, and I'll show you where that's at as well. But the peas are doing pretty well. What we're going to do on the ones that have taken off, we're going to let them get to the top of the cages, and then we're going to pinch the tops off so that instead of growing up, these growing peas will hopefully then start to fill out horizontally rather than vertically. Some of the empty spaces that you see in the pea section where the seeds didn't take, I put some new seeds into the ground today. We're still early enough in our season that we shouldn't have a problem letting those go. Last year we actually planted peas twice in the 1 year, so I expect that within the next couple weeks this thing is going to be filled out pretty well. Very happy with that. Over here you can see the bush beans. They're going off. Almost all the seeds that we put into the ground for the bush beans have taken off, and things are going really well. We're starting to see some signs of some beetles showing up, and starting to put a hit on some of the leaves, so we're going to have to get out here and do some pest control here pretty quick. But everything's going good. Everything that we've read about the bush beans says you can keep them all bunched up together. They provide a nice shade for the ground, keeps the weeds away, and they do well all clumped up. So we were wondering if we were going to need to do some thinning out, but I'm not sure that we're going to have to. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now the plan is just let them go, and we'll see what happens. Stepping back here a ways, what we have are our zucchini. The zucchini are going crazy. These we put in the ground, or in the bales, as starters, so they were already well on their way when we put them in, and you can see, especially this third one here, it's going off. So what we'll do is we'll be watching the leaves here over the next couple weeks, and then if we need to thin some of the leaves out, we'll do that. So let's move on over here to the jalapenos and the peppers. There's some fun stuff to see in here. This is a good one right here, honey. This one's already starting to shoot out. This is a jalapeno. We're starting to see these flowers and these buds all over the place, and we're starting to see some of the fruit starting to come out on each of those plants. So these we also put in the bales as starters, so they're a little ahead of the game as far as in relationship to the seeds that goes. Some of these other peppers, A little smaller than what we're seeing, but we're still seeing some flowers. And so we expect here in the next couple weeks to start seeing some fruit coming out of these too. I had to thin this one out. Something got into that. You can see that leaf is still in pretty bad shape. So something's getting into there. Again, pest control is a bit of an issue for us on that. Continuing to move on down the line, our tomatoes. The tomatoes are looking good. Amy mentioned earlier that some of these stalks are looking like oak trees. The StrawBale is really working well for these tomatoes. There was one of them. Is that the one right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's already got a tomato starting to bud out on that. So again, these were put into the bales as starters, nice and solid, nice and strong. Very happy with what we're seeing on those, and I expect in the next couple weeks that these are actually going to explode and we're going to start having some fruit already. So very happy with that. Now, the disappointment so far, can't really put our finger on it exactly, are our cucumbers. We're really looking forward to do some pickling this year, but I would say only a third of all the seeds that we put in the ground have actually taken off. And what we're chalking it up to is like with the same thing with the peas, where we put the seeds in the ground, maybe that germination started, and then we got those cold nights here in West Michigan might have cut off what we were seeing is in the germination process for those seeds, and it might have just killed them off, and these are like the survivors from that. So again, like the peas, what I did today was just went in and filled in some of these empty spaces with brand new seeds, and hopefully those will take off better. Sticking my finger in these bales, still really good and moist from that rain that we've had. They're very warm still, so it's a really good environment for growth, and hopefully when we give an update in a couple weeks, we're going to have better results on these cucumbers. Like I said, we want some pickles this year, so this is kind of our but we can't really tell you why. A couple of the random things, we put in some herbs. There's some lavender down there. We've got some basil growing on the side, and what's this fancy one called again, honey?
Cilantro.
The cilantro. The cilantro is going really well. We have to do our homework on the cilantro to find out when we can actually take it inside and start using it in cooking, because we got some nice flowers growing on over here. So those have to be close so that we can start doing some harvesting. So again, we're in mid-June now. I would say that we are, what, a month from when we planted? Has it been a month? 4 or 5 weeks since we planted? This is the results that we're seeing. Overall, very happy. We have our eye on the cucumbers to find out what's going on with that. But everything is going really well. Give us your best thoughts on our pumpkins. Hopefully that turns out good. But thank you for stopping in. If you've subscribed over the last couple months to watch what we have going with our StrawBale garden, we deeply appreciate it. We've noticed our subscriptions going up, so thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Leave a comment, like, dislike. We're all good with that. And thanks for following our journey in our StrawBale garden. We'll be back in a couple weeks to let you know what we've done and how it's gone.